There we go. And I guess we'll get started. It's been a while since I played challenge mode, actually. Alright, first things first. We close the park. All y'all go back. Nothing to see here. And I do mean that. Get to the out. Thank you. Alright, now we delete everything. I can't move the guest entrance. Do I have access to it? This is an important question. I can just make my own. Okay. Very cool. All of these plants are useless to us. What we want to do is replace them all with firefly jars and put them close to rides. And trust me, we will be placing a lot of firefly jars. Oh my word, this is going to be dummy easy. Guest Apiro. And then also, we would love for there to also be water pipes here as well. And now I add in this to the scenery group. Connect it up to the entrance. And then also EU. Connect EU up to the entrance. Let's get some paths going. And I do need, you know, a respectable path layout. If I'm going to be trying to cram 6,000 guests in here, I need to do my due diligence. We're basically going to be placing copies of the same exact thing over and over and over again. But in order to get there, we need to do a little bit of research first. And so that requires us to get a mechanics workshop. The infinite money glitch isn't perfect without us being able to make this work first. You can open that, get a staff facility on the other side. I think we'll go with medium. And how much do I need of this first? I need basically 200,000. Let's see if I can just get there without having to do much effort. Just let my money tick down a little bit. Looks like we'll be there in no time, to be honest. Hurry up and wait sort of game. My idea for this is for the end time down here to matter more than anything else. So, at the time the challenge ends, we'll be looking at the day and the time, and that's when the challenge ends. So I can do any amount of pausing that I like, but the earliest that I get a 5-star park is when I stop the challenge. I even got commands and everything. I mean, I already put it out, like, at the start of stream, but if you're interested, it's at the top. And in the title. We're not actually losing as much money as I thought I was. Honestly, pretty nice. That mechanic is doing work. I tell you what. I will need a changing room. And I probably only need 1 or 2 of these for my entire park. There will be a reason for this. I'll place 1. Close it down for now. Oh, what? Alright. I'll take some free money, I guess. I'm really not going to need that help. Flumes. We can unlock the first set. Those aren't the ones we're after. We're after the raft flume. And I think now it's only 124. We'll wait until then. Not the most exciting start. I could have put down 2 mechanics workshops, but as soon as they're done, I basically delete these and never use them again. Yeah, I've got enough rides to pad everything out, I think. 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21. I mean, maybe. I'll have to see. I might still unlock a couple on the side. I need only 2 more than this. As far as coasters are concerned, I don't need to unlock any more than this. I can just place down, like, cheap stuff and then call it there. I don't need to min-max literally everything, thankfully. It would help if I did, but I'd rather not. Real exciting, I know. I guess I'll also place a restroom while I'm waiting. It's 124. There it is. All right. Now we can get to work. So I've been workshopping some stuff in the background, and this is the design I came up with. It is a very quick raft flume, which gets 1,000 prestige. And the thing about raft flumes is that they work differently from most everything else in the game. Allow me to explain. So, essentially, what makes these so special is you can load up a bunch of guests onto one of these flumes, and then in like 2 seconds, you can load up another 6. Which, you know, that sounds pretty good on its own. Let's place this down, and we'll see what I mean a little bit more. The ground is going to be lopsided. You're just going to have to bear with me for this. This is not a make it pretty sort of challenge. However, I am going to dig this in the ground a little bit. This ride is called Double Down. It's just something I made off to the side. This particular aspect of the ride is incredibly well optimized for prestige purposes. We can open the park now, open this ride now, open the changing rooms, and no one's going to be using the restroom because they're not going to stick around really. They're just going to go on the ride and they're going to leave. But once this is done, my park reputation will update. I have really high attraction prestige now, which is good stuff. And if we look at the price, it's $33.77. There's a little bit of a quirk within Planet Coaster 2, and that is that guests do not have a maximum wallet size. So they can basically infinitely spend so long as they want to stay in the park. So I want to see if this actually works the way I want it to. When in testing, guests would not use the changing room for some reason. So we'll have to play around with it, I think, a little bit. I want to see if any of them are using the changing room at any point. Looks like the answer is no for now. I cannot really explain why. Guests are saying they want to go on Double Down, but then they're very obviously ignoring the changing rooms. So maybe I need to place a different changing room. Sure. Are they ignoring changing rooms in general? It looks like they are. My next question is why? Do they want actual rides too? The world may never know. I could also place a pool somewhere. I want the cheapest one. I made this a while ago for campaign. If I place this here and only make a staff building on the other side, will it work just the way I want it to? I wonder. Let's put it over here. And then... hold please. I'm gonna turn my music up a little. Staff building. There. Now this pool is considered safe and won't, like, yell at me all the time. Does that still pad out the unique attractions? No. So I would need them connected then, yeah? Oh, it's just uncomfortable. That's it. I wonder if that changes anything. Still says only one. What's strange is I got this to work one time. Okay, I'm going to try something new then. I'm going to try and select everything on this ride. I'm going to put it up here just a little bit. And if I give it an entrance, will it work? Yeah. Okay. Hold please. I'm gonna undo all of that. And then give it... It's a pathing issue. This is so scuffed. Why do I have to do this? Oh well. Well, now people can use it. And in fact, they will, like, very often use it. Alright, you are fired. And I think there was a disconnect, so he just warped to the exit. I don't want the pool here. Do I need any more mechanics than this? Depends. How many regular rides can I get? If I buy tower flat rides, I have everything I need. So I will. Alright, now off to the side, we're going to be putting the rest of our rides. Let's just choose between the low-priced ones first. There is another mechanic in the game, which basically says, if a ride does not have anyone riding it, but it is still open, then what will happen is its wear rate will go down, but not nearly as fast as if, say, everyone was riding it all the time. It was getting 100% uptime, essentially. We don't have to worry about that here, because no one will be riding it, ever. The only time it'll be running is if we have it staffed, which we will, all the time. So I want to see, can we get the attractions rating to bump when we simply have a bunch of rides on, like, a single very, very long path? Now, we do need to do a little bit of padding for scenery purposes. That shouldn't be very difficult, though. And that's what's going to inhibit us for the most part. So there's an object in game called a Firefly Jar. It's got a 1200 scenery score for being only $4.50. And so I'm going to just be like placing the heck out of all these. We don't care about what it looks like. I'm gonna go for a walk and then head to the gym. Hope I'm still on when I get back. Sounds good. I will be I'll be streaming for 6 hours today. And you got in on like the very first couple of minutes of it, so there you go. Have a good gym. Spam some Firefly Jars. I will bother to make it look somewhat okay. Don't save that as a blueprint. I could stack them. If advanced move wants to help. That would be nice. So as you can see, I'm basically doing nothing, and we already have 50k again. So for that matter, if my challenge is to, you know, make all this money really quickly, I've already done it. I just need power. And I guess what we're waiting for are the best solar panels, which we have now. And now we can turn off this mechanics workshop and free up this mechanic to do other stuff. Here, you do that. Advanced, apply all day. Thank you. And then we'll put this mechanic in the new zone. Entrance and exit super don't matter. The exit more than the entrance because the mechanics will be using that. All we really need is for the exit to be really close to the box that it's coming from. I don't think I really need to change the what's it called? I'm going crazy here. The sequence for these rides. I might do it anyway to give myself a bit of an edge, but we'll see. What we're inhibited by right now is scenery, not the other thing. Hopefully that's not too bad on its rating. It is not. We'll open those two, get another ride attendant here. And then we need a staff building. Like here. I'll just make a large one. Still says only one attraction, despite these being open. So I wonder, how can I make this work? You guys are stuck. Can you be not stuck? There you go. Let's place this in on the other side. Because it might be the only way that these other rides will ever count. Yeah. Let's just move a coach over. No, never mind. I can't do that, actually. That's illegal to move in challenge. Wait, can I can place coaches. That's really strange. I can place coaches, but I can't remove the initial 3 on my challenge mode playthrough. Never seen it before. There. Now I have one here as well. What I really want, though, is to give full attention to specifically this entrance. Why are people wandering? There. No, not what I meant. There we go. I'm placing more guest entrances to increase the odds that guests will appear on one side than the other. I want very few to actually show up over here, and in fact, I want them to leave as soon as they can. So I guess this has become a minimalist sort of thing instead. Because I can't get the unique attraction number to go up if it's not accessible to a park entrance. Though my next question is, do I need the guest spawner here in order for this to still count? I do. Okay. I guess it'll be what it'll be then. I may need to just place more of these later. And I guess we'll go from there. What's the next flat ride? Buoyancy? We'll get that open. That's another ride in the books. I can also put in some preset builds. I'm happy with this one. We only need 2 for the advertisement bonus to start coming in. What's the other coaster? Backtrack? These are both technically different coasters. Let's keep this going. We'll get this opened as quickly as we can. Same with this. And this should mean that in order to get a really high scenery reading, we need to have good coverage. In order to have good coverage, we need to place this scenery bomb pretty much anywhere we can. Cover rides and their general area as well. For only $40 each, these are really, really dense. Come on, game. Thank you. And we're going to offset this as well. Need to make sure that some of these are covered and look well enough. We've got a lot of people wandering around. Do I have full load on? No, just enhanced flume behaviors. Oh, it's vandalized. Let's get a security guard. People are starting to break stuff now. You'll love to see it. Let's get a second changing room then. From this one ride, it's already made like 30,000 in sales. Pretty cool. We do want as few of our guests to come through this entrance as possible. Still require a very high scenery rating, which probably just means that I take this cluster, duplicate it, group it up again, and then just place it around the map. Or alternatively, I can just add it in a bunch of times repeatedly. Ad infinitum. Not too difficult. Literally just clicking all of the blank spaces. Should help. Says 1.4. What are we at now? It's definitely just park reputation, no? Okay. Let's see what my guests are thinking. Benches. Benches are needed. Y'all are wandering too much. Is it because the, no, the prestige isn't coming down yet. I need to delete some of these paths so guests are less incentivized to walk toward them. Which bench do I use? Aquatic is fine. Suddenly guests stopped using the changing rooms. Let me see if that changes anything. No, they actually just stopped using the changing rooms for some reason. I'm pretty sure these paths are now illegal. Don't know why or when that changed. No, nobody's using the changing rooms here. Here, I'll have to manipulate this again. Is that fine? When is the game cool? Please. This is the only thing here. Hold. Is that fine? No. Guess they're just pretending that the changing rooms aren't open. For some unknown reason. All right. I guess what I can do then is move this whole thing up. I can't do that. I have an entrance here that I can't replace for some reason. I can move it. Try to fix it that way. Yeah, they're still not using it. I am gaining money, but I think it's from the other stuff that I'd rather not talk about over in that corner. We pretend like those don't exist. I might as well try it. I want to be able to take the entrance off. Because it seems like this is causing issues. I guess what I can do instead is this. I'll just make another flume platform. Delete the inside here. I can't split it. Okay. I can... Not what I wanted to do then. Just make any new flume platform. And I'll purposefully split it at the start. No, not that. Put this here. It's not going to be optimal. But it is going to work. For me, that's going to be good enough. I need to have like the smallest entrance possible. So how small can I make this before it needs more of an entrance? Okay. Can use this. I think this will do. We'll inset it a little bit. Like here. A little further back. There we go. It's scuffed, but it works. Are guests going to be using the changing rooms now? No. There's staff on the raft, and somehow guests are still not using it. Alright, this is telling me there's an issue with the flume platform, and not guest behavior. I really hate this game sometimes. So this was fine before. It's just guests don't want to get in the changing room to use it. For some inexplicable reason. I don't know how to get you guests to continue using changing rooms. It's probably still a path issue somehow. They're just not getting used. I wonder if those guests are trying to get over here somehow. I don't really have an answer for this. Because in all of my testing, I didn't have this problem. I could replace the ride, I guess. See if that changes anything. I don't think it will, but I'll try. They're still not using changing rooms. Is it because it's raining? It could be because it's raining. I'm gonna sell some umbrellas, see if that changes. Services camera. Well, that's funny. You can run a profitable park by getting guests to pay for umbrellas. Now that they're paying for umbrellas, they are changing. What a weird issue. That's so ridiculous. I was getting, like, super pessimistic about this challenge, but we're back in it, I guess. All it took was opening a couple guest services counters so they could pay for umbrellas. I would love for there to be a security camera here too. Like, smack in the middle. Even though technically that one guy is also enough. I'll feel better about it. Alright, what are the needs now? Hunger, thirst. Guest experience isn't my concern yet. They can leave if they're hungry or thirsty. It's mostly the line ride times. If they're gonna be that way, I might as well set it to dynamic. Actually, just set all this to premium. I don't want people here anyway. Don't pay for anything here, please. Thank you. Oh, wait. I could also just overcharge $100 for everything, and then guests won't pay for anything over here, and then they'll leave. That's the play. That's the play, baby. How did you not get an ad? Oh, that's right. You got gifted a sub. Yeah, I'm talking to you. I forgot you got gifted a sub. You don't get my advertisements anymore.
I also get the emotes.
You do. You get the fancy emotes now. Alright. Game plan is back. And this area looks much better now that it's actually working. Super happy about that. You are not in poor condition. I need to turn that off, actually. It is so funny that guests will not ride the water ride, or even get in the changing room if they do not have an umbrella when it is raining. That is such a weird problem to have. Alright, I need 2 flumes for the advertisement bonus. So we're gonna place double down reverse on the other side. And then probably move this guest counter. I guess this is fine. I'm there. I can place it. Give her a test. Get this moved over. And it's ready. Now we have 2 flumes, meaning the advertisement bonuses should be going now. And once these rides get through all of the people that are paying too much money for them, they'll all be leaving. And life will be easy for me. All I need to do now are place flat rides. And these are easy. All I need to do is go in here, custom, hit $100, and then open it. And then repeatedly do that until we get all the rides we need. Swinging ship, we've got it. Sure, no problem. Open. Set custom. $100, please. You won't pay that. You won't pay that. You know it. You don't want to. Just leave already. You hate everything here.
Oh.
Am I wrong?
It depends who you're talking to.
My filthy little guests. They only want to ride cool rides, but little do they know I'm only doing this so I can pad out my stats. And this place is looking like it's busy. Like, crazy busy. The traffic go crazy. And I don't even technically need a line. Actually, I'd rather have that. I don't like how this is going, though. I guess there's something of a separation still. But people can get on, so. That's alright. So those rides actually don't count as being separate from one another. They are one and the same. I guess I might need to research one more thing, because I don't want to place Wave Sim. Unless I do want to place Wave Sim. It's probably fine. Custom, give me $100, please. It needs power? Yes. Oh. No, I didn't mean to pin that. Oh well. I'm doing stream things. Hold please. There's nothing out there, people. I just want you to leave. Please. Does that also need water? No. Very interesting. WaveSim does not need to have water filtration. Teacups. I'll take it. Custom. $100. You already know what it is. Probably could use a bonus ride attendant. We need to slow it down because we're running out of time here. Montleone is now open. Can I expand the other direction? I probably want to. Why are guests littering and how are they littering? There's literally nothing for them to litter. I haven't given them anything. Are they just bringing in litter and then throwing it on the ground? That's BM. Now it's park reputation. And what do you know? Everything might be very expensive, but at least it's all open. So once again, if I separate this, park rating goes down like a ton. It does. Do I need to have the entrance and the spawner? Because if it's just the spawner, then it might be a different story. Oh, guests are just spawning there anyway. They still... How strange. Oh. They're still having to come by the park entrance. If I separate this from the main walkway, that's when it updates, I assume. No? Did I just hack this? Is there something I'm missing here? Will guests still spawn from here? I have to wait and see this. I think I may have found a way to make it work. The downside is that I'll be cramming all of the guests that would be over here in this side of the park to clear over on the other side, where I assume crime is happening at a rapid rate. Yeah. Well, I mean, if it works, it works. What's more, the demand is actually keeping up. Seems it might be time again for another couple slides. Awesome. This is working out better than I had ever hoped. The park reputation will go up with time. So now let's place the remainder of our rides. Oh, I'm so excited. Guests over here will eventually dwindle off because in order for guests to spawn here, they have to have access to a park entrance. The park entrance technically is connected to path because this staff building works off of a path grid. So I can essentially have these all ghost open the whole time, while all of my actual guests are over here crammed in this small space of a park. Oh my word. Time to actually finish the job now. What do you mean $0? Make it 100. And then copy that. No power, no problem. We'll get that fixed. Seems I need yet more power. I need 40k. I'll wait for that. It won't be long now. I'm making so much money, I don't care. There. And now I can open. Set it to custom. Are there any guests still over here? No, it is just staff. So bargain pricing doesn't matter now. As long as it's open, it's working. I'm golden and good to go. Let's get another staff building, so that mechanics don't have to walk nearly as far. And we'll hire a few more too. And now it's just park reputation. Are guests staying in the park long enough for thirst and hunger to be a problem? Yes. They keep getting stuck in the crowds. I didn't ask, but I'm sorry. Sorry for your loss. That is a lot of people, in fairness. Park is still profitable, though. Alrighty. I think... Now we wait for this, essentially, to be ready. We're going to blueprint that so that I can place it earlier later. And now I'm going to make it so the crowds don't go crazy. Now I need 40k. Both of these rides. Let's see what income they're making. 130k projected daily profit. This has 148k. But it seems like people are generally getting in line for it more. And the guest services building is going insane. We can make yet more profit if we just open a third one, probably. I can't believe how much money I'm making, to be completely level with you. They're hoping for food and drink stalls. I could sneak one in here and there. Drink. Drink sounds good. I should go get one pretty soon. Get that open. And anytime there are drinks and stuff, there will be a need for bins. But not too many, ultimately. The area is really small. It's so beautiful. And as I predicted, the moment you put down trash cans when there are this many guests around is also when you need to tighten security. We're bringing up the park reputation little by little. They also wish for a food shop somewhere. I could put one over here. It's gonna get less use. I think people typically think Viva La Vegan ends up being pretty reasonable as far as what limitations people have. I might actually just open a restaurant at some point. Use my tried and true strategy. I can get more money if I set this to dynamic, and guests will pay less for it and then split off into the one that's only bargain priced. Now that I'm fulfilling more guest needs, they're lining up really nicely around certain areas. This is only a quarter of all of the guests I'm going to have in my park. Which is kind of insane when you think about it. All of these rides are lost leaders for the 2 flumes that I have over here. Yeah, this one's filling up now. Okay, we're back to unique attractions. We'll work on that for a second. Enter, exit. And we'll just open it. No questions asked. We'll get a flying theater in here. I've actually never used this legitimately in real play before. Is that silly of me? I think it is. Definitely should have more experience with it since it's actually a pretty good ride. Stay tuned for another ride review. Or something. How far can I go before I need more power? I can't. I can slot in a ride over here. Coriolis can go here. We'll open that. I can expand this now, actually. Here it is. Dog. Dog. We'll just place it all here. Push this down. Test. Test. Get some path. Alright, we've got a couple more rides open now. Definitely just park reputation for now. That should free up most of the stress here too. Guests are paying so much for these two. Most of the sales are coming from services buildings, and I'm not entirely sure why. 177k in this park. And that's day one, when I didn't optimize everything and didn't realize services buildings were, like, really important. This is still on hard mode, by the way. Alright, this other one can now be dynamic. We'll free up some of that space. You can be dynamic as well. Let's just pop another one here. Guests are now lining up out the wazoo for changing rooms, which means I probably need more of them. What our guest needs now? Still thirst. I placed a gulpy soda counter earlier, so now let's try latte love. Look at all that green. And I'll open this just in case. Very few guests actually need the restroom. But I can make that profitable just by opening it, so I might as well. I need another changing room. The power is just too much. Look at that. It's so much money. I need to bring up my experience though, and that's probably going to take uncongesting everything. Alternatively, I could just have another park next to the original one where they don't connect, but they look exactly alike. Like this. I do this. There. Easy. That's all I need. You could really do some shenanigans in franchise mode if you used some of these ideas. In fact, I'm really excited to try out the next season, and it's right around the corner too. 540. Let's get you placed here. Open. Strike. That's pretty poorly laid out, but I don't know if I really care anymore. The money is going to flow in like crazy. You're now open. I need 5 more. Don't worry about it. It's never gonna run anyway. Clippies? Never heard of them. I just need more power. That's all. I can do that. I have the technology. And apparently just barely enough money. What is it at now? One more. I need $6,000. I'm gonna go triple speed for like 10 seconds and I'll have that. Alright. These are all of the flat rides I need in the park. No, that's not what I meant. You'll open back up. Alright, now I wait so that I can copy paste my whole setup to, like, just down the way. I need $84,000. Should be easy, actually. Guess we'll get more and more fed up with each other, though. But I am making sales on all of this. Really, really efficiently. Just dropping in a comment in chat for a second time in 2 months. Let's go! Welcome again. Fine apple juice. So, we're doing some major testing today. And it turns out, I want to teach you something about the game. Them peoples be looking like ants. They are. It's because... Okay, from the top, my excitement is taking over. I experienced something really, really unique for the first time today. So, rides that are not connected by a park entrance. Hold on, I need to hire some more ride attendants. I'm gonna grab my notebook. These rides will only work if there's a park entrance and like a guest spawner nearby, connected to them by path, right? So in order for this all to work, guests would, in theory, need an access point from their spawn point and then also to the park entrance. I found out what you're looking at here is a guest spawner separated, but all of these rides still count. The reason for that is that if there is no clear destination for guests to go to the park entrance, they just won't spawn. And it turns out, if you put a park entrance directly adjacent to any building, like, say, a staff building, it works off of a path foundation secretly. But it's not connected to the main path, so guests will never spawn, and all of these rides technically count towards the total for your park reputation. Or rather, unique attractions. So I have all of my flat rides placed. They are open. They do not make money. I don't care if they make money, because all of my money is over here. Everyone hates it here. So my ant farm is producing like so much money. These rides have a projected daily income of 160K. And that's just one of them. 180? That's insane. Yeah, so it turns out you can definitely still cheese the game. This is all due to the fact that we're not dumping them in pools and guests aren't wasting their time. They're basically getting ready to go on a ride that doesn't require maintenance, only requires water filtration, and getting into a changing room, and for some reason, guests won't use these if they don't have an umbrella. I learned that the hard way. It took me like 15 minutes of just like pure disillusionment to get past the barrier that is Frontier's strange system. Also, I'm gonna fix those guests real quick. They really like to glitch at the entrance. In fact, I don't really even need like 6 of these. Oh, well, maybe I do. This has to be the same energy when you used to lock Sims in the basement to make money by painting when you were a kid. Nice, nice. My wife could attest to some of that, probably. Did you do fun things to Sims when you were younger, like drown them in the pool, etc.? Or what did you do in The Sims when you were playing? Because I know you played it, but I didn't really. Wife Pog. Yeah.
The one that I mainly had was a story version. You could do most of the same things, but you were like on an island. Not that you couldn't do those, but I was more into the story.
Right.
I probably did do that though.
Tad did that. That makes sense. I probably would have as well. I didn't play The Sims growing up. I played Sim City. If it wasn't already blatantly obvious by what I'm currently doing.
That's just scary.
Murder mostly, and building houses. Building houses and then murdering the people inside of it that you populated it with. Yeah, I'm mostly just waiting so I can duplicate this whole setup again. Barely 2 hours into stream, too. I've got a whole bunch of time still for building. Super exciting. Yeah, but also murder to build? Maybe. Depends. As long as there's no unions, we're good. Need graveyards for creepy churches. Yeah. Where's the big boy? I still need 84. Grr. Grr.
Grr.
Grr.
Grr.
Come on, give it to me. Awesome. I need to test all of these again, but this will split the guest load between the 2 areas. They will look less like they want to kill each other all the time. What's funny is that this is just the meta for the game. Like, there's practically no better way to play. Okay, these have pipes connected to them, but they're not technically connected for some reason. So that's cool, I guess. I also didn't paste it in right. Get a pipe. Add it over here. There we go. And now I open all these. I dig it out of the ground because that's bothering me. Guests will never ever see which sides of these parks that they want to be on. And that's totally okay with me. They're already paying for stuff, man. Let's get these counters open too. Are all of the counters open? No. Okay, let's get some security. And janitors. 4 sounds pretty good to me. Now it's at a 4.3. Everything is maxed except park reputation. Guests are now hungry and thirsty. Guess which guy didn't ask? That's me.
Sorry, I thought you were talking to Chad. I didn't realize you
No,
were talking to
I know.
him.
I'm halfway talking to myself. Alright, this is not going to be hyper optimized, but I am going to use a restaurant that I've made before. It's because this one is so cheap and it has the maximum amount of tables in it. I know I slurred my speech there. Don't worry about it. It's fine. Guess be hungry. And do I have the correct food? I can replace some of these. I think I have sweet curry. And I think, was it? What do I typically add on everything? Because I think it's salt. Just increases cost per item sold. I don't really care about that, to be honest. I do have a formula for this, but I don't remember what it is. I just know guests will be using that more now. As I simulate this, guests will be more and more happy. I will look for the same restaurant, but again. Actually, I will look this up. I have a screenshot that I can use that is ideal for literally every guest with every single dietary restriction in the game. Because I'm built like that, I guess. Why did I do that? I don't know. Beats me. Where is the screenshot? I have no idea. I may have deleted it, which would be really stupid of me.
Things happen.
Oh, unless it's in a different file. Hold, please. I found it, chat. Good lord, it's blurry. But I still see it. Okay, salt's added on literally everything. Apologies, I can't see chat for now. Just trying to optimize stuff. It's egg, fish salad. This one is sweet shellfish. I think. Hold. What am I missing here? I have spice. I want that off. And salt. That's it. I just changed the curry mostly. Alright, before I do anything else, I'm going to save this as a screenshot with my snipping tool. To my folder. And I won't have to worry about that again. Sync that. Make it perfect. Thank you. Alright, I'm back. I need more staff, I guess. Make sure I have enough ride attendance for everything. $3.9. We'll let the game simulate a little longer. The load of this area should go down over time. And split with this over here. Seems like it's working so far. I'll set these to dynamic so that we can get rid of some of the guests that aren't willing to pay as much. They'll basically linger in the park for a while, buy some random stuff, and then leave. Because these are like the only things in the park that are getting use. I'm also going to need probably more janitors now that I have these up. Get rid of the poor people. That's what I'm saying, man. He gets it. Alright. I would now like to save all of this, if I can. There... Okay. I guess I can only save 5 of these. So I'll set this as a new one. It's gotten more expensive since I added the restaurant, but I think this will be worth it. I just copy-paste the same thing over and over and over again until eventually all the guests are super duper happy. And they love spending money. Alright, I have enough for it, I think. Emphasis on I think. Just need a little bit more to go. Let's set this up. Add to the world grid. Put it here. And we just want those to work. What is going on here? Oh. I didn't save it correctly. Oopsie. And also, the game for some reason made these yellow. I do not understand why. But nothing here is any different. Did I test all of these yet? No, I don't want that. I love spending money. You just shouldn't. Based? True. Pretty much everyone here thinks the same. We should not spend money, but we do anyway. It's a favorite pastime. This will be open now too. Let's add in like 6 janitors. 4, 5, 6. Get some extra few ride attendants. Couple extra vendors. And like 4 security guards. And then we simulate until we paste down another copy of this. I need to reset how this looks though. Dwad.
Oh,
Save. I'm refining my strategy. I will probably make a better version of these blueprints. And then, I don't know. Does speedrun.com exist for this game yet? I don't know if I really care about speedrunning it, but I do have that option. What are you guys thinking now? Mostly thirst and hunger again. I can probably duplicate the oh no. Never mind. Okay. I encountered a bug that I thought would require me to reset my game, but gosh, that was close. 4.6. Let's go. We just need more stalls, I think. Let's diversify a little bit. Unless, you know, having more restaurants would help too. So I could just copy paste my blueprint in like 3 times. It is a very cheap blueprint. I'll pop it down here and add in a path, I guess. And we'll do the same over here again. Be very careful about specifically moving this. Facilities, restaurant. Sure, that works. I just want guests to not be thirsty. I've made so many stupid designs. I need to go back through and make sure they're all like tidied up. No, what is the path doing? For real. That connects. I'll take it. I am, however, going to make it look less stupid. There. Have another one. Guess not be thirsty anymore. And we could just paste in another one. Why not? There we go. Now I need to open all these. Anything else I need to open manually? No. We'll just pop down all of our janitors again. Also, I was wrong. This needs to be open. I do need a vendor for that. And maybe a couple extras. I'd be happy to test all of these. We'll dig these out. Need some security guards as well. Get some more ride attendants to make sure all of these are staffed and well done. I've got an ad in 1 minute, but this is basically the victory lap. I don't think I need to run premiums for anything anymore. I'm just trying to copy paste the same thing over and over again so that guests stop complaining about crowds being crazy. And also, most of them are thirsty, so. At this point, I could close and reopen everything, and it'll balance everything out. That sounds really interesting, actually. I'd like to try this. You're just waiting for the ant farm to shut down. Guests are still getting bothered by this. I need to separate them. Boink, schmoop, double, bonk. Still have 97 guests in the park. Some of them are already on attractions, though. And I have snow now. Which is fine, I guess. All those people were eating food. Okay. Well, this gives me a chance to warm everything up, I guess. Genuinely don't know how this will play out now. I haven't dealt with snow yet in a context like this. How much does that heat up? Everything where the guests are, at least. Still have 32 guests in the park. They're taking their time going home, though. At least it feels pretty. The snow makes everything so fun. Fun looking, anyway. Should definitely have heat lamps built into the project. In real life, it's probably a terrible idea to put heat lamps on thatch roof. But alas, I am here. I am playing video game. I did not ask. I will use the logic the game has. Where are these guests at? Are they all stuck? Probably stuck on the ride. Okay. I'll just open her up again. And that'll split between everything. Oh, also, it's still cold down there. I shall fix that. It's funny how little I have actually lost money. You think the lamps on the roofs would at least be would be the least of the problems in that park in real life? Yeah, for sure. 5-star park. Everyone's crowded. Everyone hates each other. Life sucks. It would definitely make it on some news station. At least. Like, come on, bro. Game logic is hilarious. Alright, now that it's all open again, people will be hopping in. And we'll see if we can even this out. My unique attractions have gone down. It's because of a weather penalty, though. I've got the money for this. I might as well. And if I want to make up the difference, I can just steal from a park entry. Now that I'm making money again, I'll get that 40k back really quick too. Look, all my points are coming back. 4.5 once I see that 5-star. And it's only a true 5-star once I hit 5 stars on the guest experience, which is always the toughest thing to get. Here it is. My beautiful money generator. Cash extractor. .8 is looking good. 4.6 for the guest experience. We gotta meet their demands. Which basically just means copy-pasting more of these. Because the less they feel crowded, the better. Alright, it's no longer snowing, which means my FPS is back. That is very good. Well, it's back enough, I guess. 4.9. Park reputation is up to 4.7 now. Am I gonna get a shown park rating of 4.9 when my total guest count is 2,000? That's ridiculous. I have the money to place another one. I want to. I'd rather put down more restaurants though. Sure. I'd rather not have to do that if I don't have to. That was fine. I'd like to save a blueprint version of the 2 restaurant version of this. I'm gonna name it the same thing too. Wait, no, it doesn't have to be new. You can just overwrite. It is lowercase Dodd, because that's like one of the easiest things you can type. Boink. Schmoop. No, not those. A side effect of these that is kind of nasty, though, is that all of the guests are being dumped back out onto the main path as soon as they're done riding. Which is, in fact, what we don't want, but is going to happen anyway. Okay, that is powering everything. It's just for some reason the pipes don't, like, register. Also, every single time I save this, it considers the lift hill to be yellow. Doesn't super make sense. I thought that was testing. It is. Open these up. Hire a ton of staff. 2, 3, 4, 5. Add some vendors in addition to all the other ones that I'm gonna hire. 3. I don't know why I'm counting these. Get some bonus ride attendants. And of course, security. 3 are fine. And we open everything up. Once again. Quite a process. I wish it would all open on its own, but I guess I'll do it myself. I already have enough money to copy paste another set of these. I don't realistically think I need much more than 5, but we'll have to see. I mean, even the original sections are looking pretty okay. There's the visual 5.0 update. Park reputation is at 4.9. The only time we'll ever see that update correctly is by checking it every now and then. So we'll just have to wait for our guest count to go up. It looks like most of this is through advertising, so let's get all that advertising done ASAP. I didn't even need the challenges in this challenge park. I just deleted all of the, like, additional brush and I had everything I needed, basically. There we go. That's it. Wow. Incredible. All 5s, baby. I'm gonna clip that so that I can maybe screenshot that and turn it into Reddit or something. Very cool. Capitalism level pro. Right. So I saw a post from a user called Will on the Steam discussions board. He was mentioning some ways that you can make a ride incredibly well optimized by simply just having these switchbacks. And these switchbacks, if you send the rafts pretty high into them, they have an extremely high amount of prestige attached to them. Everything else on the ride is super tight, and it doesn't fling the boats around or the rafts around in a way that is going to look suspicious. But basically, I made a forward and backwards version so that I could reflect both sides. I might need to do a little bit of tweaking so that they can be on the same y-axes, but I got a 5-star park in 2 hours. I think that's doing pretty good. I don't know about you. Not even 6,000 guests, by the way. Like, I was running an advertisement at the end, and it wasn't really even necessary. Proof of concept. 6-seater rafts are the way of the future if you want to make money. And I guess technically, if you want to make a really, really good park to start with, and then like secure the funding for you to do everything else you want to do with the park, this is the way to do it. Cluster a bunch of rides over here, trick the game into thinking that these are all accessible. Purposefully run them, but have no one using them so that when they require maintenance, they don't actually require that much maintenance. And mechanics can always come by when their service badge is ready and only keep up with the service badge, but not necessarily need to do much more than that. And because I didn't manipulate any of the where is it? Here. The ride sequences. It's not a problem. Like, usually manipulating ride sequences adds time, and we didn't have to do that at all here. We just pop down the ride, and we call it good. The 2 coasters are for the advertising, but I don't think that was even necessary, to be completely honest with you. I could have easily gotten that from flat rides if I wanted. There you go.